If you're going to the gym for a longer time, for some time now, and you're not seeing the gains you wanted to have, and you're not progressing how you imagined to be, there's a couple of reasons that may be. But one of the biggest reasons that you may not progressing, I'm guessing, is because of your nutrition. In my case scenario, there was a long time period where I was training and I just didn't care what I ate. I thought that my training would compensate for that. I thought, okay, I'm training, but that's not that much important how much I eat, because I'm training really hard and that will compensate for my bad diet, you know. My bad diet is, to explain it to you how I was eating, is just give me anything. You can give me sweets, you can give me processed sugars, you can give me anything, I will practically eat it. Which is bad, from the fast food to the carbohydrates a lot, to the sweets and anything, you know. That is bad. That is not how you should do it. And except from that, I wasn't calculating how much calories I was taking in. So I was just eating when I wanted to eat, which is bad, because that brings a need for it where you don't need to eat. We get what that results in is we get addicted to the food. That is bad, because really much often you're eating even though you don't want to eat. That is what happens, especially sugars. Sugars bring that in you, that you have a need to eat something even though you don't want to eat. And that is resulting in a lot of bad stuff. You're just overeating, gluttony, and it's not good. And then I started and looked at my physique. I was buffed, I was good, but I was never really shredded, and I was never really progressing after some time. You know, I just hit my peak. I was eating how much I wanted to eat, and I was at some level. You can clearly see that I was working out, but it was not that commitment. It was not that commitment that I was working out. It could be better. It always could be better. And then I said, okay, let's try to fix my diet. I will break it down for you really fast. What results did I get from having a better diet for myself? First of all, my skin. Let me tell you actually first what I started to eat. I cut out the sugars in my diet. I stopped eating sugary stuff. Processed sugar is the poison for us. Processed sugar is the worst thing that we can eat. So please don't eat processed sugar. Processed fats, also not good. That's the first thing I cut out. Then I started calculating how much I was eating. I bought like a little weight for the food, and I started calculating every single day how much calories I got in. Then I downloaded the calculator app for calculating how much each food has calories. And I know that all of this is probably sounding really bothering to you, and who is going to do that and who is going to go so deep into it. But trust me, I thought that too. But after some time of doing that, it's not that deep, you know. It's really easy, actually. You know, I had that like little waiting for the food in my kitchen, and every time I bring the food out, I just wait the plate, and I just put it back. It's really easy. And I take like 5 minutes of my day to just put my food in my calculator app, and it's also really easy. And it tells me exactly how much calories I ingested. It doesn't tell me exactly, I'm sure, because it doesn't know exactly every time, but about 70 to 80% is probably right. So I started first doing that, and the change is just impeccable. First of all, my skin cleared out. My skin cleared completely. I didn't have zits. It was much better. So that's the first thing I saw really fast. Probably the sugars would be probably the reason for that, because I was not eating that much sugar. That helped me for that. The second thing is my face stopped being so bloated. I wasn't bloated, it got sharpened out. Physically, I was looking much better. That's the first thing. Then I started feeling really healthy. I can just feel that I have more energy, more everything. Why did I have more energy? Let me start first with that. Because when you start looking at what you eat, you understand the food, you understand what gives you energy. I thought maybe protein will give me energy. Not true, protein is not giving you energy. I thought maybe water will give me more energy. Maybe training will give me more energy. No. But what gives you more energy is the carbohydrates. You need to have carbohydrates in your diet. That is what is giving you energy. That's what's giving you energy for the day. Then I stopped eating bad in the sense of morning I will eat carbohydrates, and then that will be slow carbohydrates, so my body can absorb them slowly. Because if they are fast carbohydrates, your insulin will spike up, you will get tired around 2 or 3 o'clock. So you eat slow carbohydrates, which are oats, 1 banana, you add protein, you can start with that for the day. And you will have energy for your training, because there was a lot of times where I was going to the gym and I really didn't have energy. When you start admiring and understanding the nutrition really good, you understand what fault is you make in the meantime, and you understand what you can do to make your life better, because you can be more stronger. So you start eating carbohydrates really early in the morning. Maybe you get 1 protein bar in the meantime. My brain stops working. What do you call the meal before the dinner? I don't know. But every time I was eating chicken and meat, so much meat, and I was getting enough protein from that. My point is, you understand the diet really well, and you just start caring about it, and the change will be impeccable, not in just physically looking, but your inner health, your inner strength, and your other aspects of the day. I went on a cut and I started losing weight, and I got really nicely shredded. A lot of you guys are working like me so much for so long time, and you're not seeing the progress. All of that is hidden under all of that fat you have. You should start the diet and you should start the cut so you can see how much did you progress in your gym. Start seeing how much did you progress in your gym, because all of that is covered in your fat if you're just not having correct diet. You should start applying that and see how much work are you putting in. So you get more energy, you start looking better, your skin clears out, you stop eating bullshit, and you will just feel much better. That's what a good diet will give you back. And that's why you need to start calculating how much you're taking in. Remember guys, if you want to cut weight, you should be in calorie deficit. If you want to bulk up, you should be in calorie sufficit. That's all you need to know. Cut out the sugars, cut out the processed fat, processed sugars, and you will be golden. For the morning, eat oats. For the dinner, eat maybe eggs, and eat chicken, eat meat, and you will be golden. Remember that. You will stop being addicted to the food because you're cutting out the sugars, the bad food. You will stop being addicted, and you will eat only when you need to eat. Much better. I feel much faster, much smarter, my mind is clear because the food is not bad. I'm even spending less money than before. That's all the good sides of having a good diet, proper nutrition. If you need any help with all of this, if you need any help with diet, with all the proper eating, with how to cut, with how to bulk, what should you eat, you can always reach out to my Instagram, the Mickey Fit, and I will help you completely for free. Please guys, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and that will just make me upload more of these videos, more knowledge, more everything. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.